Da, 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 da. Oh, wrong show.
Wong show.
I knew there was something Wong.
Something Wong. Yeah. All right.
Bitch.
Would you call me? No. And plus, you got to wait at least about 30 seconds for start using swear words. At least that's the rumor I hear. No. Well, there are some sensitive bitches that are take offense to that.
We were starting a conversation about female canines.
Yes. And motor oil. All right. To Marania, hello to Here for Hire. Evening, ma'am. Oh, I was talking to Marania. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, we were running a little late.
Ma'am!
At the GameStop. All right, so I got some new books, and then I got some old books. You know the drill. Let's just go right through them. 3 of them right away. I did not get a chance to read. Well, I'll show you them off. I'll read them later. Got the latest issue of Walking Dead, and let me just do this real quickly. I'm here with Geeky and Eric Breen, and they'll be going bye-bye. All right.
I'll be watching football later.
It's right. That's okay. Go ahead, Breen. All right. So, new issue of Walking Dead. This is issue number 128. The new cover here. No, it's not Danny Trejo. This is the original cover in the back here. So, pretty much, we're getting. I think we're at the Whisper War now. We're close to it. You know, but yeah, it's great. It's crazy seeing this book in color, though. Reading it. I'm a few issues behind as far as catching up on the reading the deluxe version. There isn't really anything much new in there, except for like a little story they've been doing in the back, which is like, okay, that could have been a webcomic. I don't know why it's even in the book. It's kind of boring. But I do love seeing David Finch's art sketch and all back here too. Original black and white. But already though. But that's number 128 that's out right now through the. And this is the original cover was by Charlie Adler and Dave Stewart. The new cover, I believe, is Finch. Let's see. David Finch. Cool. So, right, get that. Also, I picked up Teen Titans Go issue number 11. Didn't get a chance to read this either, but I'm looking forward to reading it. These are just fun. And then we do read these on the channel itself because we do comic readings on Fridays and through Monday. So on the channel here. So when the next issue comes out, well, you'll be reading these live on the channel here. But these are $2.99. They are just fantastic. They are just hilarious. I know the show gets a lot of flack because a lot of people like the original show, but like most shows today, everything is better in clips, unless it's something that's really, really like. I honestly, I have a short attention span, and that's because there hardly is anything good that I really want to invest in. Maybe Landman and a few other shows, but overall, I said this is safe for your kids. You know, just pick it up, $2.99. Probably one of the best DC books ongoing right now. I don't know when they're gonna cancel this. It's like the 3rd or 4th volume of this series. Very fun. All right, then we got number 47 of The Scorched. We got cover A right here, and of course they're already advertising for issue 48 on the back already. If you're wondering what The Scorched is pretty much the Spawn version of the Avengers, or loose telling of the Avengers, kind of like that, with their own characters. Todd McFarlane's doing the script and plot. Steve Zagoya does the pages 1 through 10, and then pages 11 through 12 is Raymond Gay. So it's kind of weird because usually John Layman's been taking over. So Todd McFarlane's doing writing again. So I've not get a chance to read it yet, but Todd's not really that great of a writer, and I'll get black flag for this. He's not much of an artist either. He's very stylized, but it works for Spawn. like I said, that's probably the only thing that's good about that. I do love this art here. They're not afraid to give she-spawn some curves, some color. So, fun book. All right. Then we're again getting down to my top 4 here. Top 4 books this week. I gotta say, number 4 is actually gonna be Nemesis. Number 5. Nemesis Forever, number 5, the final issue, the final story of Nemesis. The Batman who everybody hates. That's all I ever hear about since the first one came out, and then they just did volume 3 of the Reloaded stuff. Mark Millar. And everybody does not like this because it's basically what if Batman became a villain and just started murdering people, and he gets away with it every single time. Every single freaking time. So believe it or not, or if you don't want spoilers, I suggest you tune out right now because I'm gonna be showing the interiors and showing exactly what happens in the ending of this book. If you've been following this, the main guy who's basically Nemesis has been trying to acquire all these different stuff, and the one guy he could never get hold of. The guy said, "Well, he was basically using technology, which he was going to use to mind control people." And this guy and his wife kept saying no. So basically, he shows up in there and he's like, "Hey," it's like, "What do you want?" I told you no. He's like, "Well, I thought about that, and this is on you. Open the bag. There's your wife's head in the bag because you resisted." And he pretty much is the point where he just he doesn't care anymore. Nemesis is just going to kill the guy, and he pulls out his, basically pulls out. He has all the witnesses pretty much in the restaurant, all murdered, just at a whim, and he's going to kill the guy with the gun until somebody actually pretty much ends up calling him on his phone, interrupting him. With a point where he is not able to basically do it, and he's pissed off. One of his informant ladies lets him know that the lady who basically the undercover agent is actually infiltrated his gang here, and it's basically screwed his plans. So now that he knows that the feds are onto him, it's screwing up everything royally. His goal was basically to drop building onto this billionaire's basically where the restaurant. Cover tracks make it look like that he had anything to do with it, but the United States government had figured out his plan. So at the last minute, they're gonna blow up a building, and they're putting the explosives in there, and pretty much she's has a change. Well, she doesn't want to kill anybody. She's over emotional too. She's finally pregnant. She's basically been throwing up. And this guy has basically been hitting on her the whole entire time. This guy basically wants to have sex with her. He's a really piece of work. And he was gonna go execute this old lady who was a janitor who had no idea that they were supposed to evacuate the building. Mainly because she says she has a burner phone. She doesn't have the smartphones with the WhatsApp, so she doesn't get the notifications. She can apologize about it. So basically, she ends up shooting the bad guy, killing him, and then escorting the lady out of there. Of course, then the feds are waiting to take down Nemesis when he shows up. Well, Nemesis, decides to kill them all. And it's just brutal. So, Nemesis is, like I said, is one of the characters that Mark Millar really makes you hate. You just really don't like that guy. Oh, what's up, Perry the Goat? I was expecting a platypus. In the chat right here. And hello to Marani and Jackson. What? And hello to Topher. How's it going? So, yeah. I was ready to drop this series, but I already invested in the final volume. I was already 3 books in. It's gonna be 5 issues. I decided basically just to write it out and see how it goes. The local hideout, and he basically says he confronts her, the agent, and tells her, "Hey, you're not who you're supposed to be." And she her knowing this after her basically had kidnapped her boss and left them and she executed him right in front of her. And so basically all these guys are going to come out and are just going to start and going to kill her. But instead, she had an ace up her sleeve. Something actually positive, which is really cool. If you ever watch the the original trilogy for Nemesis, the good guy wins at the end. I'm not going to say exactly what happens here, but she's ready to be. She's like, well, because Nemesis has been making them all wear these explosives around their necks, basically like suicide collars. If they disobey him, he'll blow their heads off. And she says, well, fuck you. I was like, I planted my own bombs here before you got here. You know, my own detonator, and I already set it up 2 minutes before you even got here. He's like, what? You know, and she's apologizes to the baby. He's like, you know, her unborn child. You know, they finally, her and her husband trying to get pregnant, and this finally happens only when after she took this mission. And of course, Nemesis is like, what do you mean? Like, why do you think I had you guys all meet at this location? And she basically drops the building on him. And Nemesis is like, oh shit, because he wasn't prepared for this. He's running. He's like, you know, and he's pushing all his men out of the way. He's complaining. He's like, oh man, why the hell did I blow up a you know, it would have to be a 200 feet building. So he's trying to run it out, and at the end, he's like, the building collapses, and yeah, and it looks like everyone's pretty much dead at this point. And all right, so then we get as the guys are the rest of the crews or security groups here are going through. They come across Nemesis, and Nemesis is like, you know, fuck you guys. Come at me if you dare, you pussies. He's like, I have one more bullet in the chamber, but he's like, but nah, I'm not gonna let you guys kill me. I'm gonna go on my terms. Nemesis does something that's really just fucked up, you know. And if you've been reading, he made a deal with the Rage Al Ghul in his thing. So basically, if he dies, he can come back. We don't know how, but he won't die. Or at least we're told. So he takes a gun, shoots himself in the head, kills himself. And as they're going through here, when the firefighter's going through, so he's like, "Hey, dude, come over here. We found something." Agent Tepper survived because the steel, the way it fell, pretty much kept a pocket for her, allowing her to live. So she talks about how basically at the end here, how she was giving her old boss, the one that was executed in front of her, his job, you know, and she's like how she's going to use this opportunity to change a few things in the bureau, make it a little better. But all she cares about now is to bring this miracle into the world. Who she names Matthew. If you don't know who Matthew is the name of Nemesis. Because it turns out, the old man, when they made a deal with them, he said, you don't worry about it. You just have to have patience. And he's like, okay. Her baby is a reincarnation of Nemesis. The fucker survived. He died, and he's back. So, if they ever decide to bring this back in all series or whatever, he will have another Nemesis. I don't know. Mark's ever going to bring it back, but it's a bittersweet ending. She loses her child, and then, I don't know. I just thought that was a horrible ending. It sucks for her. You know, he gets the last laugh, and he gets to suck in her teeth too. So it's like even more insult. Yeah. So this was the end of Nemesis. No more Nemesis, as far as I haven't heard anything from Mark Millar, and I remember him saying in some interviews that he was done with this series. Also, this story was made convenient because the ambassadors were trapped in South Pole because someone had disabled their teleporter communication or their boom tube thing, so they weren't able to come help at all. How convenient! It's like No Man's Land. That's what it reminded me of. So, and then just that's why they weren't there. Hey, what the hell? Yes, yeah, he is twisted. You can imagine that your greatest enemy is now your son, reincarnated as your son. It's like the Damien, the Omen child. Wait, Damien, wasn't that the name of the kid in the Omen child? Bruce Wayne's son, Damien. Oh,
Yes.
Nice.
Damien is the Omen's name.
Yep, and well, that's what Nemesis is pretty much like the Omen child now coming back. All right, number 3, the book I have tonight is The Phantom #4 by Ray Fox. Art is a little, it's kind of cartoonish, but it's pretty much continuing where they left off. He asked these guys, pretty much of a group of guerrilla or South America drug lords, whatever, have taken the little village hostage, and they're going to light this house on fire with the people to draw the Phantom out. But the Phantom starts taking the guys out one by one, and they end up shooting each other. Only problem is that they also clip him as well, and his buddy ends up coming in. He runs in the forest and helps him out, and basically helps him get back to the cave. And while they're going there, he helps lure the bad guys away from the cave, and just helping him, taking them out one by one. And of course, he's badly injured. It looks like he got shot. It went through his. I don't. They won't show it here, but it went from it went through his torso, in and out. But and his pretty much his wife or fiance. I can't remember if she's your girlfriend or if she's his wife. I thought she was his wife in the series, but I've never read the Phantom before, so I'm guessing they're just wife and girlfriend. But she's a doctor, and she sews him back up, and while his friends pretty much out there helping out, run interference so they don't find the cave. Pretty much short and sweet story, and showing that his friend is, who's basically said, I'm screwed because his father, his elder, who's the chief of the village, is dying. He's deathly ill. He needs his medicine, and now his best friend's also lying on a slab over there and is dying too. And he's just doing everything he can to help out, to give them both, just yeah. And I get a touching moment with his with the girlfriend of the Phantom, pretty much almost doubting herself. She's not sure if her husband or boyfriend or husband, I forgot what his name is, if he's gonna live or not. But she's pretty much distraught. But so his friend ends up grabbing one of the walkie-talkies and starts messing around with the guys and starts spooking them out. He's like, "Oh my gosh!" And he's firing the gun and making it sound like like the Phantom's it's taking him out one by one, and nobody knows who it is. But the guy figures it out that it's his friend on there because he's missing. Because one of the guards show up, and he says, "You have about an hour to bring the Phantom here, dead or alive, or I'm going to kill all your children that's in the village." And it's left with basically him on the table. So, not exactly where he must have got shot in the head, maybe, or the back. It's hard to tell. Looks maybe the side. He's got patched up. It's like Avengers 200 to even sicker places. Yeah. All right. And if you're interested, this is through Mad Cave Studios, which you can get through your local comic book store. Yeah, I'm not sure if I think they might be available online too. But this is a Freddie Williams, the second cover. This is also $5. And it's on issue number 4. So you have time to catch up. All right. Blue Falcon on Dynamite. Final issue. Started off good. Well, ended the only way a Paul Amati Punisher Blue Falcon story can end. Let's just say I thought Manucci had it better. Yeah, so he Bradley has no idea that the girl he was shacking up, is actually the animal woman, jungle woman, who basically is villain. And she basically calls him out on it and stuff. And he's like, "You're an idiot." And it's like, "I was sleeping with you. How do you not know that I'm the same person?" And she's like, "I sold your belt because I wanted to basically, save all these animals in the Amazon rainforest, blah, blah, blah." And he's just like, if you would have been honest with me, I could have helped you instead of just doing these honest and stealing from me. Of course, as he's about to get killed, Dynamite shows up and he says, "Oh, fuck their Amazon. I'm going to burn down the place with the flames going here." That's kind of hilarious. Dynamite is just fantastic. This is like a evil Skynet Dynamite. He doesn't care if he burns people alive or kills them. You know. So of course she's still being hostage, you know, and he says like, hey, he's like, what's the end game here? You're holding my ex-girlfriend hostage here, you know, and if you kill her, Dynamite's just gonna burn you alive. You know, what's your end game? You might as well get surrender, and I'll make a deal. If you surrender now, I'll let you stay here. You don't go to prison. I'll be able to stay here, and you can never come to like America or leave this place. So if you do, Dynamite, you know, if you betray us, Dynamite's gonna kill you. He's gonna roast you like a marshmallow. Now, this is a little dark for those who are fans of the Hanna-Barbera series. So you probably wouldn't want to read this unless you're okay with that, you know. But for those who grew up watching the cartoon and stuff, or even read the DC crossover I was like 4, maybe 6 years now ago. Yeah, this is not lighthearted. It has lighthearted moments with a little bit of kind of like gruesome, not gruesome, but like basically people die. it's not hunky-dory. Pretty much, they're gonna leave here. Is Riley's ex-girlfriend, you know, basically he's like, you can't just leave her here. It's like, you know, she's gonna like, what if she betrays you? He's like, well, I told her what's gonna happen, you know, pretty much. And he's like, you're too trusting, you know. So, and she says, like, you know, before they leave, because they're gonna take the jet back, she's like, let me kiss you one more time, you know, and stuff, you know. It's like, you know, this is the last we'll ever see each other because I actually did have feelings for you, blah, blah, blah. It's like a Selena Kyle story, kind of like kisses her. And then, of course, his ex-girlfriend is all freaking jealous, you know. I'm like, they're not even, like, dating. She's the one that dumped him. But then she admits, you know, that she felt bad that she had dumped him because, like, she did, I give her in this series, she couldn't handle him being a superhero and stuff because she always worried about him. Of course, the people who are making the belts, of course, are warned by the evil jungle girl. Pretty much, you know, hey, it's like, hey, Beast Woman. Her name is Beast Woman, if you want to know what her real name is, like in the series. But yeah, she says like, yeah, they're underway there, and if you want to, I insist you blow. They're in the jet, shoot them out of the sky, and that's kind of what they're gonna do. But instead, Dynamite's flying the plane. They brought their own. They sent their own goons out. They sent the Thanagarians. I'm not kidding. When you see these people coming up in here, they are literally mace with wings. So they destroyed that. They have wings. They have maces. Like Hawkman, Hawkwoman, Hawkgirl. And of course, they think that they killed him. They're like, oh yeah, we killed him. So he's gonna like, you know, let's go back. But the problem is they didn't realize that, well, Radley's a lot smarter than he is, and he knows the technology. And yeah, he's like, you want to kill me? You know, make me suffer? Come and get it. You know. And he just takes him out. And I would say there's some gnarly stuff in here. He chops a guy's arm off, you know, and a dude's, you know, see the arm there, and he cuts a guy's, you know, just down the size. You see a head flying there. He just dismembers people with his sword. He does not care. He just kills them all. And you know, so at the end of this, then they end up going back, you know, to his place, you know, and now they're kind of like an item. Him and Maya are now basically you know, they're basically an item together. They made up. Now they're boyfriend, girlfriend. Meanwhile, we head back to the Amazon where Beast Woman's getting out of the shower, and then of course, there's Dynamite. Dynamite's like, hey, remember me? And remember, you broke our deal. Flame on, and just kills her. They don't show it, but he lights her on fire and just kills her because she betrayed him and she broke the deal. Yeah. Oh. So it's like, I was like, damn. And so yeah, this is Jimmy Palmiotti's the Blue Punisher and Dynamite. There are some ads that popped here too. Like, if for those who are a fan of Archie, we have Archie, Darkness of Comics, and then we also have Thunder the Barbarian.
I loved that show when I was a kid. I have the whole series on DVD back there.
Well, issue 2 is already coming out. Issue 1 should already be out. Issue 2 is coming out soon. Doesn't say what month it is, but I'm guessing next month. Well, yeah, January. All right, Archie versus Army of Darkness. That is coming out this month or February. Author Eric Burnham and artist Bill Galvin bring the readers the grooviest new series of the year. Hail to the teens, baby. Featured covers by Robert Hack, Bill Galvin, Laura Braga, Greg Kerman, Stuart Swager, and plus a special 3-comic mystery blind bag. You know, so that's going to be out probably January, end of this month or next month. But very, very good book. I liked it. You know, like I said, if you were like, well, it's a good kids book, why is it written for adults? Because it's written for adults. Sometimes that happens. This is $5 through Dynamite. I do recommend it. It was a fun little story, you know. But as I said, it's a self-contained story, so I don't think we'll get another miniseries. And if we do, it's like at that point, why stop? Just keep writing. Just do an ongoing, you know. I'm tired of miniseries. Because I don't know what Jimmy Palmiotti is doing. He's the one guy that could just go write an ongoing if they let him. All right. And then I have my number one book of the week here. Is DCKO Knightfight, number 3 of 5, I believe. Is right? 4. Sorry. We left off. We had Batman versus Jason Knight, the Batman. Jason Knight, the Batman, who pretty much at the end thought that Clayface was posing as Bruce Wayne. So Bruce basically gives into it and says, "Well, fuck it, then I am Clayface." So they're fighting here, and Jason gets knocked off the building towards the deadly Joker venom gas down there. If he gets down there, he'll die. They're inside basically a dome in Gotham City that prevents the gas from getting out because it would kill millions of people. So, and Jason basically stayed in there to basically make sure that no one broke in and the gas didn't get out. Bruce, not wanting to basically kill Jason, saves him, and he brings him back forth. And Jason's like, "What the fuck?" It's like, you know, he's like, "Quit!" He's like, "Don't you pretend to be him." He's like, "Dude," it's like, you don't have to believe that I'm Basil or Bruce. You know, you just staying here with you. It doesn't matter what world I refuse, and what it is what the world is like. Basically, he basically says, "I refuse to leave. I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you find a way out of this together." And Jason's like, "What, Tiger?" Of course, the heart of darkness or the heart of the apocalypse, basically the sentient thing has been messing him. Does not like. He's like, "You cheated," and drags him out of there, and you get this kind of a touching moment where, like, you know, Jason's kind of like realizing that was the real Bruce Wayne. And yeah, so, and then we get the 2-page spread here. It shows so far we have the Batman's calls. There's 4 of them. All right. Because we're going to go into a new world. But first, we're getting into the DCKO. In case you're not reading it, here's a recap. Joker's winning. Gee, I wonder who saw that coming. And basically the voice, the heart's basically saying is like, you know, you're supposed to fight your people. You know, you're not supposed to, like, you know, be nice to them. You're breaking the rules. You know. Of course, probably the best thing about KO right now has been the Knightfight series, because it lets you know that this is what it could be in Elseworlds for basically the Robins if they all grew up to be Batman for whatever one way or another for one reason. Jim Drake is Batman, and he's holding a copy of Frankenstein. He's solving a murder and narrowing down why someone did it. Basically like a Sherlock Holmes kind of story here. And of course, you know, as you're As he reveals, he's about to reveal who did it. The guy basically snaps on and says, like, why couldn't you just leave things alone? You know, always have to do everything. And so he types something in on his collar here, his little gauntlet here, and it shoots like a holographic bat. It goes towards the guy and knocks him over. And of course, this distracts him. And Tim says, well, it's the first time I've actually had to use fisticuffs in a while. Fisticuffs being a word that's used a lot on the auction or not of comics. So at the end of this, you know, the mayor is like, oh yeah, thanks for solving the as far as the what's goes the mystery and stuff. You know, he's like, you know, that's great. He's like, and of course Tim's like, yeah, but there's only one case, not all of them are solved. This brings us to basically him he's going to jump into the Batmobile and arriving at home in the Batmobile. And we get a little communications where I believe he's talking to Stephanie, and I forgot who else he was talking to as well. And they're like, Stephanie's like, well, remember Tim Drake, you're gay, so we got to put it in the book. At this point, I'd totally forgotten. I didn't care about it. And she's like, and she's like, you know, it's like, you know, I love you're able to. Tim's like, I love that you're able to do it without my help, stuff, you know. And she's like, how is that we solved the case before you, but you sound so mug? He's like, huh? And she's like, hop in the bat plane and meet us here and we can celebrate. He's like, can't. She's like, Tim, come on, don't be like Bruce. Live a little. Come on, hang out. And she's like, maybe call Bernard. And he's like, he cuts her off. He's like, I'll call you back. Because in the Batcave, 1010 non-binary Batman is calling him. Sorry, or binary, if you prefer. Bruce has been trapped inside the system, you know, the computer system here, and he's been trying to communicate with Tim for about a couple weeks now. Finally got a hold of, was able to control some stuff, and starts communicating with Tim. And it's been like I said, I love the art on this. Dan Mora is just fantastic here. And just when he's about to get grabbed behind, he jumps up because that's where the device is, the bat cyborg robot was going to grab him. Tim thinks it's actually like a virus or an AI, you know, rogue AI trying to stop him. But then as he's defeating each of them, you know, it reveals something that only Tim knows. And then they say that Tim, you know, he's like, you know, he's like, Tim, I just needed more. You told me, you know, like he says, like, you know, back when you were 14 years old, you told me I need a Robin, but you also told me that you used to dream about your father's death. And of course, this lets Tim realize that, hey, it's actually Bruce that's talking to him. And Bruce is able to use a hologram projector, and he starts communicating with him. And he's like, you know, and Tim's like, no, you can't be real, whatever. He's like, yeah, it's like, it's real here. It's like, I also go through your files here. He's like, Tim, I'm not your Bruce, but I know who did it, and you know who did it too. You know, it's just you said you're just afraid to solve the murder because that means I'm gone forever. You know, and I love these older versions of like the sidekicks. So almost a Ted Danson kind of looking. But overall, I said on here, like Elseworlds, I wouldn't mind reading a Tim Drake story as long as it's not about Tim Drake and Bernard, you know, shacking up in between cases. I don't want that.
So
I already have Harley and Ivy. I don't need that with Tim and Bernard. So
who wrote this?
Joshua Williamson.
And he had to shoehorn a reminder that Tim's gay. I think he wanted to. I'm pretty much, they probably told him, because it's a brief second, they say, go call Bernard. And he hangs up on her because he wants to do Bernard. That's why I don't miss new comics.
Yeah.
I mean, that's Jim.
But glossing over that fact here, basically before he can help solve the case, he's pulled back in by the void, by the heart of darkness. And I was like, you know, you're not. He's like, I will break you. You know, I'll make all the people you love want to kill you. And Bruce is like, I'm done, pretty much fighting the people, you know, that love me. It's like, you know, your game's over. I refuse to fight. And then in between all that, these reminds you that, hey, if you're not checking out at Barnes & Noble or any of the other places, they have these DC comic books, which are $10 each, which feature complete actual stories. DC The New Frontier story, Darwin Cook. Wonder Woman, Blood and Guts. No, not AW. Martin Azzarello. And then you have Batman The Long Halloween, Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale. And then we have We 3 with Grant Morrison. Great stuff. All right. So this is where it gets kind of crazy here too, because so far Bruce has been tossed into places where he has to battle his son and stuff, and now he ends up in one world where he realized, hey, I'm old, I'm alive, and Gotham looks pretty damn good. It looks like Metropolis, and of course, he is sorry. You see that Damian Wayne is all grown up. And he basically says, Bruce, I know, it's that I'm not. He basically comes out and says, Bruce, I know I'm a construct. I'm not really real. This, and this is all a test, whatever. But there's one final test you have, because, he says, he basically says, this world's not real. It's like I can see this reality cracks in my peripheral vision. Whatever built it made me too smart and too much like what I imagine the real realism is like. And all of this is part of some cosmic contest. You are real, and that's what's made, and this is made to manipulate you. And he's like, Bruce, can you help me? And he's like, well, I will, but if you want, but first I need to understand what is at stake for me. He's like, hey, come on here. It's okay. You don't need to be scared. Father, meet your grandson, Alfred. So Bruce says, matter of the heart. He can live in a peaceful world that's fake with a grandson, and possibly all his family members alive except for Alfred. Or who knows, maybe Alfred's alive in this universe. Or he can just battle it and break free.
Well, do we meet Damian's husband in this issue?
No, because Damian's not gay.
What's he doing in a DC comic then?
He's making fun of
Hey,
Tim.
the kid could have been adopted,
Well, they all were adopted by Bruce, remember? All right. Other books.
MK, if option C is guest starring on The View, I would take that.
All right.
Over those two choices.
And then I have some back issues before I get into the book I really want to talk about a lot. Kroger's are selling these now. So now Teen Titans Go magazine. And this is basically a central graphic novel here. It just basically is go beyond the TV screen with 4 epic comic book adventures in here, complete.
Have we read those?
Pretty much, I think they did. Just like there was a Batman one they had. It showed you all the different ones over the years, little samples from each universe. This has the original Teen Titans Go again when they're walking in. This is the one where they come and they basically realize they've been canceled. So we got that story in here. This is all paperback too, or paper, or not newsprint, but it's like that nerd magazine paper we have now.
By the way, Vegman or Hero for Hire Credits. Is that a new name for somebody that's been here for a while?
Hero for Hire is not. No, that's they. Oh, he's only been here for a couple. Well, Hero Hire was here like early this 2025, and then he kind of started lurking, and then now he's just kind of commenting.
Because he'd say, "Watch me on The View."
Oh,
what? God, can anybody kick anymore?
Of course, then we have issue 2. So it looks like we're getting the first 4 issues of the new series we've been reading. The new when it's out right now.
That wasn't even close. He missed by 2 yards.
Yep.
I guess I should mute my microphone if I'm going to be crabbing about football.
We're always crabby about football.
No, I'm always crabby about a lot of things, just not always football.
Yeah. All right. So,
Hey, if you're mad about people kicking, you should have not watched the end of that Steelers game.
So then, yeah.
I watched that. That poor guy from Baltimore.
All right, so this show you what's going to they have right now collected. Not in this book, but we have volume 1, 2, 3, and then we have 4, and then we have Teen Titans Go Undead, and Teen Titans DC Superhero Girls Exchange Students. You can read or watch us read 5 out of the 6 on the channel here. We have not done the Superhero Girls.
Well,
and this was
do that in the new issue Monday night. Then
that'd be a long story, bro.
How long though?
It's like 60 pages.
That each one of those is 60 pages.
This one at the very end here, the bottom one.
So the one we haven't read is 60 pages.
Yeah, it's a big trade.
Never mind.
I mean, I don't mind it. It's like 50, 60 pages, you know. But yeah, this was for this older special thing here. The magazine cover, the A-listed present here. This was $15 for this, for the first 4 issues of Teen Titans Go volume, the new volume.
I hope you at least told the cashier you were buying it for a young nephew.
I went through self-checkout, bro. There are no cashiers.
I hope you told the robot you were getting it for your nephew.
Yeah. Well, then because that'd be kind of weird because he didn't ask about the chocolate and the cucumber and the wine, and the scented candle. But all right. Also, this week, if you haven't picked this up, $20 right now instead of paying $100. It's like $160 now.
Yep.
So this is full size with ads. Or whatever came original. If there was ads, there's ads. If there's no ads, there's no ads. Nope. So, and of course, for an option, you got a comic book store. You have the actual the variant cover by Alex Ross, which was used on the Wizard magazine,
which is not as good as the original, even though it's Alex Ross. Do me a favor, pull that out and show me the back cover.
All right. This is I had to use I couldn't use the actual regular treasure size. This is a bigger. This is like a poster board, 8x11.
Wow.
Yeah. Back cover.
All right. That's they even did the back cover.
Yep. Yeah. Everything is all in newsprint size. So all your villains in a huge newsprint.
So that was so much fun.
You know, it's a big book when Lex Luthor's head's almost as big as my head, and I'm holding next to me like that. Like that's a big image in there. But yeah, here you go. For those who are on the phone, yeah.
Venkman, am I a mod on this channel?
Why? What's up?
Jackson might need a nappy time.
He's still here, dude. I don't even look at the chat.
He's saying Teen Titans go to sleep.
You know what, Jackson? You can say what you want, but you don't have to say it here, though. You have that freedom to leave.
Yeah. Yes, Jackson. You came back for the Krabby part.
Yeah. Seriously. And it wasn't a Krabby Patty. All right. That was weird.
I don't see what he's complaining about. He said he was going to come back for your back issues, and now he's complaining about it. So he can, rot.
Oh, so wait. Are we not supposed to talk about the weather here, or talk about the weather? I'm confused now because sometimes he likes it when we talk about the weather. He doesn't.
Well, let's talk about. Let's see.
Let's talk about this.
Wow. 2 different guys dropped the same pass. That takes talent. 3. 2 Miami guys and 1 Ole Miss guy.
But none of them hold a candle to Brad Brubaker and Sean Phillips. A criminal. Anybody can throw a ball. Hardly anybody can actually catch the ball. That's the difference. That's what the real talent is.
Stoink. Another missed field goal.
You show it to George Sakai. He's pretty good.
All right. So if you're wondering what's going to go on with the criminal and when the show ever decides to actually come out on Amazon, the Paramount? I forget which one it is. One of the two. This actually is a story of Teague Lawless and a woman named Jane and a guy who's actually a cop or a former ex-cop who's looking for her. Who's hired. He's a detective to track her down for this rich old man. And we'll also Teague Lawless, if you wonder what the name is, that is the father of Tracy and Ricky Lawless. Ricky Lawless is going to be in the new series. A fantastic character. So this is kind of like towards the end of the series, the criminal series. So you found because you were introduced to Tracy earlier on in the criminal series, like volume 2, I think it is. And pretty much, so now we're introduced to basically Ricky, his younger brother, who we had met. I think they had showed it. Yeah, they showed Teague and Ricky in their volume 2, I think it was. But this is actually we're going to see Ricky as a 16-year-old kid, and his upbringing, and this new woman who pretty much moves in and starts shacking up with his dad, starts taking over New Leaf a little bit towards the end, and yeah, it's just a fantastic book. I just love the art in here. You have a kid who basically grew up with his dad, was an alcoholic, and was beating him up. His mom, I think she died of like overdose or drugs. Yeah, but it's just everything. Always every character here starts off. You get here, and here's of course James. He's got a red leather jacket. So he's 32 years old, roughly 30. And this guy is basically shows up at the diner. He's there to meet her. And he knows who she is, and he says, it's like, I'm working for this guy, but hey, I don't care about it. Pretty much, gives her a story about how Vietnam, how he's did nothing and he could have stopped something, from terrible happening. So he doesn't want to deal with her. He's going to help her out too, get her out from this because, whether he believes her sob story about the guy, the rich guy she stole money from, or the necklace, doesn't know or not, doesn't really care. Of course, he ends up getting hit in the back of the head. That's an introduction to Teague Lawless, and it shows that Teague Lawless pretty much has been shacking up with her this whole entire a few pages back. But honestly, everyone in here is connected. Everyone has a part, and it's like I said, it's just a well done series. If you like crime series or novels or this, Ed Brubaker is just he's the best I've read. And then of course it's Sean Phillips, the father of Jacob Phillips.
Ed Brubaker is the best writer in comic books, period, whether he's doing kids' novels or mysteries.
Everyone makes a decision here, and every decision they do as an outcome. You got Ricky, who's basically spiraling out because his dad's no longer hating him. His dad's kind of cleaning up his act. And all he's ever known is his dad getting out of prison, beating the shit out of him, and them fighting, and then that's it. And his dad's kind of like, he's just kind of spiraling out and he misses his brother. Then his woman comes in, and they leave his old home. So now he's waiting for a letter from his brother who's fighting over, overseas. And he just wants, all he cares about is his brother. He doesn't really care about his dad as much. He's just, his whole life is in, kind of in shambles. And so Ricky starts acting out. And the main goal is that there's going to be a heist. This old man, Teague, is basically talked into basically pulling one big heist. Not going to spoil the ending. If you wanted to read a good novel, and it said this was only what was it, $25, through a local comic book store. I got some stores will actually give you 20% off. If they pass it on to the customer. So if you're a low customer, go there all the time. Sometimes they'll do that. Sometimes they won't. But like I said, fantastic story, crime story. Edward Brubaker. If you don't know who Ed Brubaker is, do yourself a favor. Go pick up the first volume of Criminal. Heck, you can get the Absolute trade for like $50, and it has the first 3 volumes or 3 big stories in there. And it's just a fantastic book. It's oversized, hardcover. And like I said, it is just a fun story. Every character is awesome, you know, and it has a meaning. And just like, and it's just like, and here's the thing too. You don't know. You're like, you kind of like, from my point of view, when I was reading this, I started to like, okay, I thought Jane was a horrible person, and then Jane started like, okay, like, she's not so bad, you know, she's helping out Ricky, but then I'm like, wait, I shouldn't like. So she's kind of, something's gonna happen, you know, and it seems like something's gonna go wrong because whenever I'm thinking of the movie Heat. There's always something that goes wrong, you know, and just waiting for the shoe to drop. And and this whole entire story, she's had a nervous feeling about this whole heist thing. And she thinks it's Ricky, so she goes talk to Ricky, and you know, follows him. Turns he's gonna pull a gun on this dude. Turns out it's a guy in juvie. They used to beat him up. He's now a druggie instead, and so he couldn't pull the trigger, so they follow him in. And then she basically like, "Hey, don't use the gun. We'll just." And she covers the guy's nose. He's passed out. You know, he's high, drug in the bathtub, and she suffocates him. And then they leave. They kind of have a little bonding, and then of course she gets him. She's like, "Oh, you like punk music? Do you like Joy Division?" Gives them the two first albums. They kind of bond a little bit about that. But like I said, fantastic series. All right, and that is all I have for this. Oops. All right, Jeff, you are up if you're.
I'm up.
You're up. All right, so now we'll throw you on there to the Lion's Den.
All righty, so I excuse me, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7. Turns out that I bought this one. Yeah, I thought it said new, but it turns out this is just another cover for the one last week. And I started to read it, and I was like, "This sounds familiar." And I looked it up, and so I have 2 copies of this. Oh joy! Then there's only one of them that I haven't read, and that's because I didn't have time. I had to come home early today, but I did get just about everything read. Deluge number 3. So they're still trying to get out of the prison during the flood, and the monster is getting them. So you got the different groups are fighting over how to go, and you have the monster, you know, waiting outside to attack him, and you find out what the monster is. I'm sure have you ever heard of the mythological Sin Eater?
Only in the crappy Marvel version.
Yeah, it knows that you. I guess it's some sort of a mythological creature. It
feeds on your sins.
Yeah, feeds on your sins, and you get to see what you've done in the process.
That's literally the character in Marvel, Sin Eater, in Spider-Man. It was horrible.
Yeah, and but this one actually kills you and eats you.
Well, Sin Eater was attacking people too, killing them.
And so in this one, they're trying to. I think there's one left, and they're still trying to get out, and there's only a few people left. So it's not super great.
Thanks for the sabra, Robert.
All right then. And Batman, Green Arrow, The Question, Arcadia.
I get the second one.
Yes, and oh my God, talk about I guess.
Did you not read the first one? Did you read the first one? Okay.
I read the first one. I don't remember much of it, but Oliver Queen. I know Oliver Queen gave up his company, but I thought he got it back. But in this one, I guess he hasn't, because his company is developing these like floating cities, and they're
floating cities.
That is what Arcadia is, and of course,
that was arcade.
Yes, and of course, you know it's a corporation, so corporations are bad, and they're doing the old way that they used to do it. Like,
hey, is Chris Condon the writer? Sit in the front of the book.
Gabriel Hardman.
Okay, so it's not okay.
Writer,
Because
cover.
The writer gives usually Chris Condon is that in his Green Arrow ongoing series that just got canceled was all about him versus evil corporations.
Yeah, but these people that they have, you have to. They're calling, say, like indentured servitude, and you have to work a certain amount of hours before you can get free and all this stuff. So
can't he just go against Cadmus? Like they have an evil business there. Cadmus.
Cadmus wasn't evil. The only job providers in La La Land are NGOs and Silicon Valley startups.
Oh. I know that in the Young Justice cartoon, they made Cadmus be the Amanda Waller place. They made it to villain things. I don't know if they did in the comic books.
Remember, in the Superman books.
That was post crisis though. I don't know after New 52.
Doublix, the weird looking dude from Kirby's Jimmy Olsen.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't know after New 52 if they decided to make that and change everything. So Coward is the first criminal, I believe.
But they've got so he's there trying to do something about it. The Question is infiltrated as one of the servitude people, and Batman is working on something. He's working for them, but he's not really working for them. And then, of course, the art is great. I mean, you actually have Green Arrow using both types of arrows. He's using real arrows, and then also trick ones. And he's like, "Oh, I knew I should have brought some more explosive ones." And so it turns out these guys are bad. They're trying to, build the city on on the backs of the people just trying to get a job, trying to work, and they're what do you call it? Rebelling and all this other happy shit.
I forgot. Is this who is also in here other than the Question and Green Arrow?
Green Arrow, Question, and Batman.
Okay, because you keep talking about Green Arrow so much in this book so far. I was like,
because he's the center one of it.
I know.
And I read. I have the Longbow Hunter thing back there, and it's such a good book. I whenever I see this stuff.
I know that's why I didn't pick up that book because Longbow Hunters is so much better.
And
the art looked decent though. Again,
the art
they tried. Like
very good.
The story not be the most compelling of what I read in the first issue. I don't know if it gets any better in a second, but the art, they're like, hey, they actually put decent art on here.
Yeah.
It's like putting a good art on a Bendis book.
Okay, then we have Volume 4, number, what is this, 5?
Ah, yes. Matt Fraction. I hate the Batman. Yeah. Did he tell more about how Bruce needs to be nicer to Tim?
No, he did not. Tim isn't in this one. I guess he's off getting boned by a boyfriend or something. There's a doctor in the last book. She's making something. It's such an intriguing plot that I forgot what she's making. But he wants to know more about it. He wants to know if he can finance it. So let me take you out to dinner and we'll talk about whether I can finance it. And so I guess this is where they pick it up. And great car, by the way. And she's all dressed up, and it's like they're debating whether it's a date or not. And
I saw that. Is this a date? Well, technically, you wore heels and a dress.
Yeah.
I was like, this is so cheesy.
Batman date night. But
you know what I felt like if I was reading what was that? Matt Fraction of Hawkeye.
And
a lot of humor.
So they see a bunch of like motorcycle. The John Wick ninja motorcycle people following him, and you can see that she says, Do you always drive like this? You can see where he's moving in and out like that. And he says, yes, I do. Thanks for noticing. I have won awards, awards for driving. Driving awards? Yeah, I mean, it's just top-notch writing here.
It's manufactured. I dropped after the whole thing with Tim Bernard Electric, Bruce Wayne in the issue 2, I think it was. And issue 1 was just kind of like,
I mean, the art is really good, and but I love that car. Whatever, I don't know what type of car that is, but it's sweet.
It's supposed to be Camaro.
Yeah, something like that. It's a T-top.
It's hard to tell. Yeah, T-Bird. Yeah.
And so he's fighting that, and he gets him, and he does this. He does the old off the bridge thing, and says, "Oh, you have to run. They'll put me down." So they're running, and there's some chick. I guess this is the Oju I've never heard of before.
What did you say?
The Oju.
Old Jew?
O-J-O. Oju. Ojo.
Oh, Ojo. Okay, Ojo. It sounded like you're saying old Jew. I was like,
I'm not talking about Mel Brooks.
Oh.
And then I guess that's but I guess he's fighting her. I have no idea who she is, but I guess she's some character.
I prefer the Ocho.
But I guess it turns out that she and the motorcycle people aren't working together, and he has to fight her off. And they're running, and she can't. I guess there's a cube of tinagraphene that is supposed to help her with her stuff, and that helped her block a sword, and they left it in the dumpster, but even though it costs a lot, he's like, I'm rich, I can afford more.
So who is this girl supposed to be? That's my question.
He's a doctor that's invented something that he wants to invest in that's supposed to help humanity. Like I said, it's such a great invention that I forgot what it was from the issue before.
It's Katana?
But so she can't run in that. So he
gives her piggyback, doesn't he?
Yeah. He picks her up and she's like, oh, this isn't a date. And he has to climb this ladder. I mean, the art is fantastic. Whoever does the art on this thing is Jimenez.
You know what it reminds you of? Like a Mission Impossible Tom Cruise.
And so they get up there, and he starts to fight her, but then all of a sudden Damien shows up and beats her with this thing that he'd gotten from was it the Titans?
Yeah. Remember to show the full page on the vertical too as well.
Sorry.
It's okay.
But
that is for those watching on vertical. We are also live on a normal horizontal YouTube. Just go to the live button on the actual YouTube homepage for us. Live tab.
But then, as he is wont to do, Damien calls him. He had put her in the dumpster because to protect her. So I guess Damien doesn't know that she's there, and as he is wont to, he calls Bruce father. And then you see
now she knows
father, and that's the end of it. And they had
another person that knows the secret.
Yes.
Who they replaced now? Lily Tompkins, remember?
No, she's. I don't know if she's that doctor. She might be like a science doctor or something like that.
No, I mean, like, whenever they bring someone in, they have to replace the character. So
yes. Okay, so then we have Knightfight.
Yeah.
Which I read. I liked. It was really good. And
now, I know you're not a big fan of cartoon art, but I do really love the Dan Moore art compared to what you just showed me. And Knightfight.
Yeah, it's okay. It's
more clean.
It's not as good as the Jimenez stuff, but the story in this one was better, so I can forgive it. You know what I mean? You know, I just don't like how scratchy that stuff in like the Moon Knight stuff is.
Well, Moon Knight isn't Dan Morrow.
I know, but I'm just saying. Yeah.
Well, if anything case, if you didn't like the Moon Knight, the fluorescent stuff, then you should have read those at the Batman Robin by Josh Williamson, because that had like the bright blue colors.
You mean
it was a Batman Robin team up book.
Oh yeah, it's
a couple years ago. I think it was Josh Williamson was writing it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but then here's one that I. This is a blind buy. These last two are blind buys, and I read this one.
You had Breen buy it for you?
What's that?
You had Breen buy them for you?
Yes. Hank Howard, pizza detective in The Two Hollywoods #1 by Bad Idea Press.
It's kind of looks like what's his name? Butch Cassidy. What was the guy's name? His actor just died. Robert Redford, kind of like in a trench coat.
Yeah, he sort of reminded me of not an actor, but the guy from Constantine. Sort of reminds me of Constantine a little bit.
Well, yeah, anybody in a trench coat with a shirt like that is always smoking.
But it's got this type of art. It's black and white and all that. It's not. Speaking of,
it's like every Judge Dredd book I've come across,
and the art is different.
The very indie.
Yeah, and so what it is, I guess this guy. We come in. I guess you're supposed to know who this guy is.
It kind of reminds you of the art from Pentapocalypse.
Yeah, a little bit. From what I've seen of the preview, I don't watch it, but
no, Pentapocalypse. That was the two girls.
Oh! I thought you meant that thing on. I thought you meant that animated cartoon on Fox on Sundays.
I don't watch cartoons. So I don't know.
What
I don't watch cartoons.
No, you don't watch cartoons. Okay.
Yeah.
But I guess so. He is a pizza detective, so I guess he gets hired by pizza companies, and so he's following this dude, delivery driver, who they suspect is not doing his job, and the guy is selling drugs.
Oh no!
He's using his thing to sell drugs, and so he kind of confronts the guy, and then the neighborhood watch comes and interferes with the bust of the conversation.
Now the guy in a hat looks like the guy from Cold Brew. Or Strange Brew from SCTV.
Yeah, I remember the cartoon, the show. I just trying to remember which one. Max von Sydow?
It was John something was the actor's name or something like that. It wasn't Rick Moranis. It was the other one.
Oh, you mean one of the brothers?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but then he goes back and confronts the guy that the GM, and he claims not to know anything about it. But the two guys, the guy who was selling the drugs comes back, and he and his brother start shooting the place up, and accidentally not accidentally, but kills the other guy, and he gets involved. He chases him, and the cops arrest him or detain him, and they explain who these two guys are. They work for some sort of mob from LA. This is in Hollywood, Florida. And these guys work. They're Aussies, and they're out of Hollywood, the actual Hollywood, and doing drugs there. And they are moving in. They've been here for a couple of years and doing the drug trade here. They're in Hollywood, so he quits his detective job because they put him on suspension because he fucked up, and now he's going out to, I guess, Hollywood to do something about the guys that shot shot him. It's kind of tongue in cheek, I guess.
The guy who shot JR.
Still don't know who did that, but and then the one that I haven't read yet that I kind of saving just for fun. Zombie Terrors #1 to one shot.
That's what we want to see.
And yeah, I was a blind buy too, but I looked at that and said, "Hey, that sounds fun." Okay, now
everything smells like fish.
Yes. And the ones that I want, my back issues.
Alrighty.
I went in and got Detective, but this one was actually in the Detective, so I don't know why it was in Detectives. But fortunately, I didn't have this issue of Batman either.
It's the train issue.
312. And I've read
Nice.
this one already. It's pretty good. It's Calendar Man.
That's Calendar Man on the cover there? Wow.
Yep.
He dressed as Capricorn or something, or Taurus?
This is he changes, gets a new costume in this one, and I think this is. Oh, what in this one he does it like what do you call it? He'll like this one he's doing 7 in a week. Sunday, like he started on a Monday, and it's something to do with Monday. Monday.
Salman Grundy?
Yes. It's this is back from a while ago.
I always like Clock King. That was always my favorite.
Condiment King.
God.
Condiment King is the best king. Come on, man. And then, so here we go. These are all detectives, and so we have, what number is this? 353.
Ooh, nice.
And this was only
Coco checks.
$9. 458.
The real Batman dies next. Nice. Hello there, Summoner. What's going on?
And 471, first appearance of
Clayface?
Hugo Strange in the modern age.
I'm just kidding. Looks like he's wearing Basil on his face. Ugh.
Jesus.
And those, I was going to say, those aren't abs on his hat. That's his actual forehead.
Yes. And then somehow this issue did not show up on my thing, so this is a second copy, but I did not mind having a second copy. So I have to make sure that I have both copies in here now.
The Murder That Created Batman.
That's the first Leslie Tompkins.
Yes, and I had that one. I got that off of eBay a while ago, and then I didn't recognize the number. Obviously, didn't look at this cover because I would have recognized the cover. And I wasn't done my.
Even says on there the first appearance.
Yeah, I was just. I'm holding my phone. I'm holding the long box to make sure it's not falling, and keeping my place in line. So I'm just looking at the numbers, and it didn't click because I'm doing like 3 things at once. But I don't mind having 2 copies of it. So.
One's a reader copy.
Yep. 478.
That's a nice. That's Marshall Rogers art, but Englehart had already left. That's Len Wein writing.
Oh, nice.
And a Monk issue, which is 553.
Would Len Wein started writing that and he goes on the right swamp thing, or is he doing the same?
No, that was after. He was writing a bunch of stuff at the time, though. But I said the Englehart Rogers 6-issue arc is my favorite 6 issues of comics ever.
Wow.
And and Len Wein just it was good, but it was definitely a letdown after those 6 issues.
I imagine, yeah. Wow.
It is 554.
Black and hair in your ugly costume.
Yes. Her 80s costume. Look at that hair. That is 80s hair.
Klaus Janson art didn't do her any favors either.
No.
615.
Ah, the Penguin Affair.
I have number 1, so.
Wah, wah, wah.
629. Sapporo doing the art.
I didn't see the cover. Hold on. Oh, nice. I'm just glad it wasn't Kelly Jones.
713.
Because that if you would have had Kelly Jones on that previous book, his horns would have been longer than his cape.
Yeah, I hate that. This is a Dixon 713.
Dixon and a Nolan. Yes.
7.
Nolan. I know, right? It's not the same. What's what happened when they stopped using their alts on the channel?
721. 723.
I have the Shadow of the Bat reprints of Englehart Roger books. The last issue was Wine Roger's story. It's kind of a letdown.
724. And last one is 726. And one more that I got in the mail. It was supposed to be here yesterday because it got in town. Got in town Tuesday. It was supposed to be delivered here yesterday, but it came today about 2:15.
Nice.
Almost 1,200 pages.
I know. I haven't read it in a couple months, so maybe you'll catch up to me.
It's going to be a while before I get it, but this thing is a beast.
I know.
That's what she said.
That thing is you don't even have to get weights. Just use that.
Yeah, no kidding.
5-pound weights? Nah, that's 15.
Okay, and that's it.
Yeah, Vangman, I know we talked about this before, but 6 issues. Brings back Hugo Strange.
Yeah.
Redesigns Deadshot.
Yeah.
And gave us the best, most talked about Joker story in continuity. With the
Jokerfish.
Jokerfish.
Yep.
Silver St. Cloud.
Yep.
And a Penguin story on top of that in 6 issues. It was
I can understand, yeah, because I forgot if that's exactly what it was.
And I say anybody that, once upon a time, Wes, Joe Corallo, and I used to do comic book retrospectives.
What is that?
I think they're still up on Wes's channel, and we did Strange Apparitions. I think it's worth
the Return of Hugo Strange, where Hugo Strange learns the secret of the Batman.
Yeah.
I think we also talked about that on this channel too.
Yeah, and Hugo Strange hadn't been used since 1940 or whatever it was, and it was just like it was magic. Those and that was back when comics were 17 pages.
Yeah,
did all that in 17 pages.
Nice. Jokerfish, what? Yes, was the first Joker story in the Batman animated series. Kind of crazy.
And Len Wein also created a side character which was responsible for 2 of the best Marvel movies ever done, by the way.
It's not a Man Thing, was it?
No. He wasn't. He's not in movies. He's not in Marvel movies.
Could be.
Blade, man. Blade.
No.
Excuse me, I have a question.
Yes.
No, for Jeff.
Yes.
Okay.
What in the blue hell does that have to do with the Batman stuff we were talking about?
I know.
I was talking about Len Wein. I said he created it.
Yes, but we'd moved off from Len Wein and we're on Steve Englehart. He said, if I may segue.
See, I was in doing some porcelain art for a second, so I missed you the segue.
Yeah, never use a segue. They'll go right off the cliff.
Yep. And you'll go,
or the listeners, wee. All right. All right. Kind of interesting. We have 303 people watching over on the vertical, and it looks like a lot more people are watching the horizontal because you get to see the whole book. Easier. Smart thinking. Plus, you can watch it on your TV. All right, though. But Interesting though. That's it for tonight for books. Like I said, Criminal, even though they came out in 2019, 12-issue series, that was issues 5 through 12 is what that trade is from covering. Plus, it has a prologue, which I think might have been in 4 or another story. But yeah, 2019 is when that trade I think was being written. And it still holds up as being awesome. Every time I open up a Criminal book by Brubaker or anything Brubaker book, that's his independence outside of DC and stuff. It's just fantastic. What else we got going on here too? Tomorrow night we got another comic book reading around 8 p.m. Eastern. I'm not sure if Palpatine will be joining us. But I know Breen will be here, and so the Lesters, Trusty, and Maranya. And until then, though, not much to talk about. Not just kind of some crazy news going on. I just want to get into the politics, whatever. But stuff happened today. Sucks that it happened. It had to happen, or that did happen. That's all I'm going to say about it.
What happened today?
You didn't hear about this morning?
No, what happened this morning?
Multiple things happened. Well, first of all, Iran's on fire.
Well, I saw there's
yeah. Minnesota, there's shooting.
Well, that was yesterday.
That was
Today,
don't try and run don't try and run a cop over and you won't get shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was so we were still talking about it today. And then said there was another shooting in over in I think it was Oregon or Seattle, Portland as it was. Yeah,
try to run over ICE agents.
Yeah.
At this point, run them up, shoot them all.
Well, I'll just say this: don't put yourself in those kind of situations.
Yeah, it's not going to end. I mean, civil war is inevitable at this point, but more importantly, I have to read this tweet. College kickers blasting 58-yarders like it's a PAT. Listen, when I was a kid, every kicker was a fat immigrant who was sweating like a whore in church whenever a field goal was over 40 yards.
True.
Super 70 sports.
So yeah, true. Because now these guys are able to kick like almost 3/4.
They have special balls for kicking now.
Oh, they have special balls.
60-yarders routinely now.
That's important. You got to have special balls out there. If you don't have special balls,
well,
special.
It makes the game exciting, but it invalidates all the kicking records because
yes,
I mean, somebody's going to hit a 70-yarder in the next year, and like somebody actually hit a 65-yarder with the old balls, and I said they're like Super Balls. These guys are kicking now.
You know what I want? I want somebody to have the football pulled off from them. I want a Lucy.
Oh, did you see what there was? I can't remember who it happened to. The guy went to kick a field goal, and he was bringing his foot down to kick it, got stuck in the turf.
Oh,
and he missed the ball entirely. That's as close as you're ever going to get.
Yes.
Oh, that was the last Sunday, wasn't it?
No, it was about a month or two ago.
No.
Yeah, that sounds painful. You can tear
something.
Yeah, I'm surprised, but and in the Alabama, was the Alabama-Oklahoma game, the Oklahoma punter threw the ball up to punt and threw it too far out, and he missed it. He couldn't even punt it. It was so
I couldn't imagine for all those guys run and then how hard they're going to kick the ball, and then you kick for toe gets caught, whatever on the grass there, of your cleats, whatever. You can sprain or even twist or break an ankle, or you tear, or even on top of that tear ligaments.
I think there was the turf might have been moist, which helped.
Oh yeah,
which contributed to why he tripped, but probably saved injury.
Yeah, because oof.
But
anytime they have to go in there and cut anything or put a pin in there, it is painful. Oh, I remember my dad had because he landed on his heel and he broke his heel or his foot over, so he had to get some surgery on his foot. So he had a cast on there. So I walk in because we have a door going to the bathroom, and I know he was even in there. So I open it. I'm like, oh, I'll just open the door, and I felt like I was like Homer Simpson or Homer Simpson was chasing me out the door. If he could, he would have howled after he'd just beat my ass. But I remember that when I was yeah, that was fun. But yeah, never broken a bone. Never,
I broke a finger. But I don't think I've ever broken.
Sprained a finger, sprained an ankle. I've not taken a hard ball. Well, I have not as fast as pitch as yours was, but I had enough where it's hit the side of my head. I wasn't wearing a helmet. I just had the hat on, so it hit the part of the hat. So I don't know if that absorbed some of the brain, but it was like close to the temple when it hit me. Two guys were they were throwing it back and forth, and they allowed the balls in because well, in the infield they're throwing them in. So and I was over there, and they threw it into the dugout. It's like, why didn't you throw it on the ground or something like that? Why do you throw it overhand like that?
Well, I've been hit in the eye with a line drive. I was playing first base in knot hole and got distracted and were taking infield, and they got hit in the what's with the ball. Fortunately, they hadn't dropped yet, so it could have been worse.
Well, so the ball wanted to go home then.
I remember I did a little league. I did catching, and I'm just saying those cups don't really do much.
Yeah,
they don't.
I got hit in the mouth with a ball, and that was the worst.
Oh, any dental pain? Yeah, you hit.
It was. I mean, I remember when I got hit in the eye. I got a concussion, and my eye was swollen shut for days. But when I get hit in the mouth, 3 hours later, I'm walking around the backyard throwing up.
Oh man,
it just made me nauseous. The one in the eye didn't. So
just
I said mouth was worse.
You saw what was it Logan? Not Logan Paul, but it was Jake Paul.
Yeah,
is how his teeth were pushed in.
Yeah,
they're put straight, but they're pushed in because he got punched there. I'm like, that is painful, and his face was so swollen up and everything. I was just like, no, I'm good. I don't need that in life. But yeah, not fun at all. But one book I did read. I didn't pick it up though. I read it on the high seas. Was the Wolverine new issue came out with Silver Sable. Saladin Ahmed was writing it, and it actually was a decent story. Wolverine's in this little village here, and he doesn't have a suit on and stuff. He's just walking, and there's two mutants kind of like attack him, and turns out that they actually are being eradicated by this government black ops thing that wants to take them out, wants to kill them, get rid of the mutants in there because they want something that's in that area. And so Wolverine ends up teaming up with Silver Sable, who was hired basically by these two mutants here to help save their little village. These mutants call themselves they're the new Morlocks, pretty much. And I forgot who was doing the art on it, but it was actually John Interior. That was really well. It was by our interior artist I've never recognized.
So, let me get this straight. I know Daredevil was bad. Nobody liked it except for Shill Zach.
Yeah.
But the last two things he's written since then are decent.
So Justice League Red has been decent. I only read one issue of the Wolverine. It's like issue 14 or 13, whatever's out there now. I might just go back and start reading that from the beginning because honestly, it seemed decent. I wasn't preached to. There wasn't none of the self inserts at all because that's one thing I hated about the Daredevil. He put a self insert. We had him immediately when he took over the book. The first thing that Daredevil comes into, he's had stopped by because there's the guys in the middle of the street. They're doing their prayers, And I was just like, okay, this is gonna be one of those books. It's like Is this going to be like a problem? We're going to have racist white people saying, like, "Oh yeah, get those fuckers out of the street. We're trying to drive." It's going to be one of those. It didn't turn out to be one of those books. It was just shoehorned in there for no reason. But I don't know. Like I said, Saladin Ahmed is normally not a person I want to read stuff from, but I'll take Saladin Ahmed over Vita any day. Yeah, Vita's gone. I think Teeny Howard's gone too. Remember all those diversity hires they had? Checkboxes? Was it Vita Alea? I'm gonna make every character I can hold gay. She's gone. Megs is gone. I haven't Brian. He hasn't been in a book in a while. I'm guessing he probably, or she, whatever you want to call, crossed some people, made some people mad. Or maybe Richard Meyer got a hold of DC and said, "Don't hire Brian anymore." But I don't know. Like I said, there definitely is some shakeup. There are new writers and new artists appearing every day and over, especially over Marvel. Marvel has like their Stormbreakers is like 90% like new people I've never heard of. And sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. It's just that sometimes, I'll just ask this, like, if you're going to have a person I've never heard of, a lot of us never heard of because it's a new person, have them do a cover. So I at least can preview what the art's going to be on the inside by looking at the cover. If they can't even draw like standing still, like an old portrait color looking cover, great, like the character, I really don't want to read on what they're doing interior. So, and I'll just say this though, there's a reason why I didn't pick up the Wolverine one, because it was Dan Panosian did the cover, that fantastic, awesome cover they had come out this week for Wolverine, and then you go in there, the interior art looked nothing like the cover. It was still decent. And the story was decent too. So it was, like I said, I thought it was better. And I actually thought it was better art than what you showed in the Matt Fraction Batman.
Yeah.
It was better art than that.
I miss covers that you could actually have something to do with what is actually in the book, whether or not it's done by the same guy.
Give me two variants. You want to give me a 1/125? Click. That's your one. Everybody wants scalpers, whatever, want to flip, whatever. Cover B should always be like an alternative artist, but your cover A should always be your main interior artist.
Yeah.
So cover B, just make it Adam Hughes. Every single title, I don't care what it is. Adam Hughes just draws every single variant cover for every series. I'm good with that, right? We could alternate too. We could have Adam Hughes. We could have Jim Balent come back. Yeah.
Well, who's that one I think she might have been Japanese or something like that. Who was that?
Oh, Mariko.
Peach Momoko, I think it was.
Peach Momoko has done some decent stuff. Now, here, if she's drawing a manga book, she is fantastic for that. You put her on an X-Men book, that book was a snore. I suffered through 8 issues. It was kind of very mid, and I kind of felt like I was reading a manga that had nothing to do with the X-Men. And the art was decent because I felt like a manga story, so it was fine. But when you say like this is supposed to be Ultimate X-Men, and it does nothing to do with Ultimate X whatsoever. There's no Wolverine's in his own book being written by Chris Condon, and we're not seeing Gambit, Rogue, or even a Cyclops, Jean Grey, any of those. We're getting like the New Mutants, or not even then. We had Armor, and then we had Surge, I think it was, and then of course we had what was it called? The Shadow King. Yeah. But that was about it, though. That was the closest it got the X-Men. Storm was off over in the Ultimate Black Panther story. She was shacking up with Killmonger. Yeah. Also, that's another thing that came out this week. Also came out was we had Vampirella, the new issue by Christopher Priest. What a load of garbage that is, book. That is just... Not only is the art kind of dopey looking for Vampirella, the story is just not. There's no one to like. There's no one to cheer for, Braden. There's no one in that series that I like that I could cheer for. Vampirella just comes off as a total CUNT.
Yep.
I'm not going to say that on, because I don't know if YouTube will give me a whatever demerit, whatever. I don't know.
See you next Tuesday.
Yeah.
No,
But
I saw the cover for that and it looked good. And then I said Priest. I was like, yeah, nope. And I said, skip.
A lot of people have been complaining about that in the inside the store, and I've noticed that on some of these websites, people are just not liking Priest. Tom Sinofsky has had the better Vampirella. Now, I'd say that's not the best Vampirella I've read in a while, but it's better than what I've been getting with anything else. Dead Flowers, though, was okay. I think that was Vampirella by what's his name? Daughter, Sarah Frazetta, who is the granddaughter of Frank Frazetta. But all right, what do we got going here in the chat here? If I had a time machine, what time period would you go to? Well, do I get to leave, or am I stuck there, trapped there forever? Like the time machine just drops me off. I'm stuck there because I've always said the Wild West would be kind of cool to visit for like a day or two, but I don't want to catch like syphilis or tuberculosis, anything like really bad disease that could very much be cured by today's standards. Medicine, would suck back then. Plus, there's no anesthetic. So if you had a bullet in your shoulder and they had to do something, you were drinking whiskey and biting onto a branch. Yeah. But, man, I guess you didn't say you saying time period. So you mean past, but I don't know what the future holds, but yeah. 31st century. I mean, the way our country is, the world's good going. Is there one? Hello to Perry the Goat. Hello. We said hello to you earlier on the stream earlier. You must have just came back asking how we are today, and doing well. Just kind of wrapping it up here. I would take the back to Jesus time. Before the cross. Right? Yeah.
Jesus, just go to any Mexican restaurant and go want to meet the dishwasher. He's back there.
Yeah. Yeah. Listening here while watching Minority Report, which is more entertaining? If you're listening to us, Austin. Except for the fifth columnist. Country's going to great 22 trillions, I think. Like I said, I try not to get too much political on the channel because you can literally you can go anywhere else, and that's all it is that people talk about. So I try to just go away from that from here. But not saying that you bury your head in the sand. You should always be aware of what's going on under your surroundings. Sorry for your loss. Your grandpa died in 9/11. Oh, that sucks. A lot of people's loved ones died. 22 trillions of comics. Okay, but
that was actually kind of a funny comment. He was the best pilot.
I don't know if he's being serious though. That's the thing. I'm not.
Don't care. It's funny.
But all right, though, we're gonna end it right here. Though we've been going on for an hour, almost 2 hours now, and not much to talk about. And I kind of don't want to. Breen's.
Vegman, did you know anybody that died in 9/11?
A classmate had a relative that passed away, and that was in the building.
Yeah, a kid who used to work for me, who went on to become very, very smart, financially, and was working in one of the towers. And he got.
Yeah, I was in freshman high school, when the towers fell.
So this other guy was supposed to be on one of those planes, but the only thing that saved him was he got drunk the night before and was hungover and missed his flight.
Seth MacFarlane.
Yep.
Yeah. But I guess I did. That was very eye-awakening for a lot of people, because I think a lot of people before 9/11 really just kind of went with their emotions, don't really even pay attention to what's going on in their surroundings, and just basically just focus on going to work, go home, watch TV, eat, whatever, hang out with a friend, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, read comic books maybe. So when that happened, it was just people were kind of shocked. I couldn't imagine just standing there and just seeing a plane come over. You're is that a little low? And then it hits. And you're like, well, maybe it was an accident. But when that second one hit, it's just like, what the heck?
Yeah, it's
that's scary. I said, like, that's one of the reasons I never really want to go into high-rise buildings. Not because of plane, but just because something does happen. Not
I just wonder what keeps them up with all that weight. I mean, my God.
I
mean, I'm very afraid of heights to begin with.
Empire State Building, you can look over the side, and I'm like, I'm not even getting in the door. My brother, forget, he was in Japan, I think it was, and they had one of those like buildings you can go out there and you have a skywalk kind of like that, and it's a glass and you can walk.
Yeah,
I'm like, and you look down, I'm like, he's out having fun. I'm just having, just like, yo.
I remember we were catering something at this new high-rise hotel.
Yeah,
it was about 18 floors up, and it had all glass walls. And I didn't even want to walk close to the glass.
Dude, I see those buildings like here we have in like in where I live and out here, and like I see they're all glass. They're either big giant insurance buildings, or whatever. Or I'm just thinking like, you don't even have to worry about anything like that. If someone want to take a shot at you, those aren't bulletproof, and they can see you right through the glass. So I always thought about too is like, it's like,
well, if you're up high enough,
yeah. Sure.
You need a high-powered rifle to penetrate the glass because the glass has to be a certain strength and thickness to not crack.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you could, those windows that are there, you could probably run across the room and jump onto the window and bounce off.
I forget what building Jackie Chan was on when he was basically, I think it was Armored God. It was one of those movies he was in. And he slid down the whole entire, like, all the way down the vertical like this. And he had one take to do it. And he's able to stop himself and then jump down. But it was one of those tall rise buildings, and he slides down. I think it's the same building you saw in the latest, what was it? The Extraction? I think it was number 2, I think it was. With Chris Hemsworth. Same thing. They're fighting on there.
I haven't seen those, so I don't know.
Those are actually for Netflix. Those are really good.
I like the previews, but
dude, I check them out if you haven't. I'm waiting for the third one. I'm waiting for him to get done with this Marvel crap. Go back to making these because I honestly, it's like I like Jason Statham and the mechanic, or more so in the Transporter. When he went away from those and started doing other things, they weren't as great to me. That's how I feel about Chris Hemsworth with his Extraction. It's like, dude, I don't care about Thor. I don't care about Marvel, whatever MCU crap. The Extraction movies were just his best roles.
You know what I watched the other day?
What's that?
Kiss Me Deadly, the Mike Hammer movie.
Oh, okay. I've never seen it before.
Yeah, we were talking about maybe doing that on Extreme Movie Show.
Yep.
Deviated a great deal from the book. Had a bizarro ending. I kind of remembered it, but
so you read the book, which came out before the movie.
Yeah,
that was the 1940s.
They always do. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm just saying,
it comes out after it's a treatment. No, that's what they're called.
No,
I'm excited because I thought I saw North by Northwest.
Yeah,
turned out to be the treatment from the movie, which is basically just the script.
Yeah, but I'm just saying you're looking at a movie that's in the 40s, and then you're looking at a copy of a book. Well,
the book was 53, the movie was 55.
Okay. But even then, can you imagine just getting one of those, and it's not, and especially sometimes those books are out of print. So if you get one, those are brittle pages.
Really not those, because my Kiss Me Deadly was the first printing.
Wow.
Not worth anything. I would have thought of it.
No, but I mean, like, I have some James Bond books.
The Hammer movie would have been, book would have been worth a few bucks, but
I have, my mom has a couple of, she has, I think it's Casino Royale, I think it's one of what she has. And that is like, the Dead Sea Scrolls. I don't even want to touch it.
No, the old, remember the pulps?
Yeah.
Those are, unreadable at a certain point because they're so cheaply made.
Yeah.
That's why people that collect those, they don't read them. That's why Micah makes his own.
Yep. I wonder though. I wonder if they even have any of the mic cameras even on digital somewhere to read.
I'm sure they do.
It'd be stupid of them not to have.
At this point, Max Allen Collins has finished more Mickey Spillane My Camera books than Spillane wrote.
Wow.
Because he had all these, outlines and partials. Turns out he wrote 13 My Camera books. Collins has finished 15 more.
Nice.
And I've read a few of those. They're pretty good. He gets it because they were friends late in his life.
Isn't Collins? He's the one that's been doing? No, it's not. That's not him. It's the other guy who's been doing the Heat Seekers.
No, yeah. Max Allen Collins is the guy that they put on Batman right after Post Crisis, and I don't think it was that good. And he created Wild Dog.
Oh, that character.
Yeah, and you remember when God, it's about Wildcat taking a crap on when somebody was doing a thing on January 6th and had one of his characters like take a crap on Nancy Pelosi's desk or something like that, and or something. It was something,
yeah,
that was left leaning, so it wouldn't have been that. And I said, well, and I commented on Wes. I said, well, knowing Max Allen Collins, he would probably be happy with that.
Well,
and Max Allen Collins responded to me.
The thing I didn't like, was
what did he say?
He
wasn't happy.
No.
I said, yeah, my favorite writer, and he's telling me to go fuck myself.
Yeah.
And I deserved it.
The worst Wildcat story I've ever read is the one with Catwoman. The little miniseries team up. Because I just kind of felt like, okay, like we're being like, because it felt like we were getting conditioned to where basically we're like Selena Kyle is a thing for Bruce, but then she's like, okay, I'll just go with a Catman, like an older guy, and a Wildcat, and just it was kind of weird, kind of forced. As an Elseworld story, sure, go for it. It just felt forced to me though. But
Jeff, have you ever read any of his books?
The Spillane ones?
No, just Max Allen Collins in general.
No.
Since I don't, I can't remember the guy's name. Most of my favorite writers are dead, but one's still alive but not writing, and I forgot his name. But Collins is probably my favorite writer that's still, working, and he does a series about a guy named Nathan Heller, where he writes real life stories like the Lindbergh baby kidnapping, historical events, and he inserts his fictional character into the stories, and it basically writes him from like 1929 through the Marilyn Monroe's mysterious death.
Nice.
They're very good. He's got a series called Quarry that's well worth reading, and then the books he's done with Spillane. He's an incredibly prolific writer.
My favorite mystery writer is dead, but they have other people writing his books.
Who's the writer?
Robert B. Parker.
Okay. What was his series?
Spencer.
Okay, I know of that.
There's like Spencer for Hire, the TV show.
Yeah,
they were based on his books. And Spencer, Robert B. Parker pretty much kept his. He didn't put a lot of politics in there. They just have a little thing here and there, But this new one with the new guy, the one that's in there now, is just I'm like 3 chapters in, and it's just like, oh my god! It's some kid has hired Spencer to let this one guy who's about to become a really huge podcaster who's going to rival Rogan to let him know that he's his father and all that, and that you can tell that this guy's just like this super. They keep calling him right wing and how disgusting he is and stuff like that. And he's just this. I was like, oh god, this is gonna suck. But anyway.
Cutie BS3 sent 100 for 2 jewels. I'm not sure what that is. A sticker, maybe? I'm not sure on YouTube what that is.
Excuse me.
Are you? Wow. And Slowcore Enjoyer. No, I have not been able to do out that this time of the year. It's kind of cold outside. Maybe somewhere I'll do it.
For you, it's not cold for you.
Well, I mean, holy crap, Breen. Since we've been live here, guess what the temperature's been doing?
What?
It's up to 54 now.
Yeah, it's supposed to be mid-60s tomorrow, but a shitload of rain.
Yeah, it was supposed to be rain tonight, though. We're supposed to get like tons of rain, but nothing. That's why I was afraid, my power's gonna flicker. But tomorrow's supposed to be a high of 43, but right now it's 53 outside. Crazy.
Actually, it's gone up. They say it's -8 now for us right now.
Oh, nice. So you got a heat wave going by you?
Yeah, it's up 5, 6, 7 degrees since I got home this afternoon.
I'm probably gonna go to Taco Bell. I'm just gonna put on wear my shorts and my tank top. Get the flip flops on.
I had to mute myself before you heard all the stuff I was calling you.
Yeah, and it's just I might, you know what, Brain? I might just stand out there and eat the food in my shorts.
Yeah, what was that?
Yeah, you'll need to get someplace that you can drop your shorts if you're going to be eating Taco Bell.
Taco Bell doesn't kill me though. It makes because you're old. That's what somebody can't handle things.
I'm fine with it. I was just making a joke.
Taco Bell doesn't hurt me, and I'm old.
No, but it's a lot of people like, oh, Taco Bell goes right through you. It's like, well, as you get in your 30s, a lot of stuff goes for you.
It just depends on,
what it is.
I mean, anything. So I don't things. No matter what it is, will go right through you. Other times, it doesn't. I mean, it's like that's why I call it food roulette.
Like I don't call it food at all. It's fast food. I don't know where it's coming from, but I don't call it food. But like I said, the only thing that affects me is Mountain Dew. If I have Mountain Dew, all that sugar and then just like the carbonation stuff, this goes right through me. Yeah, that's.
Oh shit!
But the horrible thing is that I love Mountain Dew. It's like probably my favorite. I mean, I'm not an addict. I'm just not a quitter.
That's what I was saying about my Fireball up until about like 4 years ago. Still say that.
I can legally drink mice. So
I still say that about my cigarettes, and it pisses my mom off. She said, "How come you haven't quit those yet?" That's because you didn't raise a quitter. And yeah, she didn't think that was funny.
Damn it! It's turned out to be a hell of a game. Wrong teams want to get.
You know what's funny, Bree? You say that every time you complain about a game, like, and then it gets. You're like, okay, this will be a quick game then because
it's been a very exciting game. Since I'm on the wrong end of it right now.
I'm sorry,
Well, I'm not invested. I mean, that is the team I want to win.
Neither am I. I don't even know.
I don't like the team that I want to win. I just don't like the conference that the other team is in.
I have no idea what team is even playing. The other team.
I know.
But go with that one team that's winning. Go sports.
It's Miami Ole Miss.
Oh, they got old people playing now.
Old people, not old.
Just women. Ole Miss, just women.
Old women. Okay. Well, that's not lingerie football I want to watch. Ugh. All right. We're gonna wrap it up here. I think we pretty much talked about everything.
This play. Let's
see what it is, but all right. this is the time where we acknowledge everybody who showed up here. And they'll comment. All right. So shout out to Marania, her hero for hire, Jackson of the Roykirks. Tolfer has IGG sign up page. Then Perry the Goat. And then we also had one slick dude. And then we had after that, MKF30. What's up, buddy? Robert jumped in here and he said I subbed here too. Hey, Cookie, you keep popping in right when we're about to end it. You must be like a West Coast person, or you just work late.
Probably works late because the West Coast is an hour ahead of me. So
yeah, always watching sports. Austin, shout out to Summoner, Austin Proctor, Christopher. Hilaire. Okay. And I think we had Matt Lopez. Says I was at school that day on January 6th. Were you in Washington? I don't know.
I got sent home from my job as a sky cap that day.
Well, they didn't want you tomorrow. They had enough of you today. All right. On that note, we're ending it before I give any more bad jokes. All right. So you guys know the drill. Click like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. We'll be back tomorrow night around 8 p.m. Eastern for a comic book reading. And then we have some readings going on Saturdays. There's one at 8 in the morning. Or sorry, 9 in the morning, and then 1 in the afternoon, another one at 9 at night, and then on Sunday, same thing is at 8 p.m. Eastern, and then Monday nights, just kind of crapshoot, probably around like 9 or 8. So if you're not subscribed, go do that. So you get click the notification bell, so you get all the notifications. Also, make sure you go into YouTube settings on your phone or your PC. Make sure that you have push notifications enabled, especially on your phone. Or so you get that nice little buzz or little whatever you have it set to ringtone. And and we're also live on Twitch. We do stream on Twitch, so which is at Geeky Puppet Show. But we are a YouTube-based channel, and everything is pretty much in the backlog for the YouTube. So if you missed a reading, don't worry about it. We do try to fill in the gaps as far as the comic books we read, anyway, from Golden Age to Silver Age to Copper Age. We've even read some modern age books with Teen Titan Go stuff and Justice League Adventures, Justice League Unlimited, a lot of cool stuff like that. So I know we recently just read Avengers number 2 from the Silver Age. That was a fun story. So, all right, we'll be signing off tomorrow. Thank you for watching, guys, and as always, stay geeky. Later, guys.
See you later.
See ya.